Warning, this show may contain some crude humor and mild swearing. Listener discretion is advised. The show was produced by Geek Happy Network, creators of the very best in audible oracle entertainment. In other words, podcasts. If you enjoy listening to Smorgasbord, remember to subscribe to the show in Spotify or on your favorite podcast app. Remember to leave a review. We'd love to hear your thoughts. This is Smorgasbord! Now we're going to start about Sweden and pineapples. So you all know that when I went to Sweden in 2016, I fell on my face the second day I was there and broke my front two teeth. And the only thing I could eat for like a week was yogurt. Oh, and after that week, I'm just like, I want some fruit. I think I'm missing some essential nutrients and vitamins in my body. And then, of course, the first thing I picked out was a pineapple. And they were hella expensive there.
Really?
There's very small and very pricey. I think the equivalent in Canadian dollars was about $8 or $9 for a small pineapple.
What? Oh, I guess because it's cold in Sweden.
Mm-hmm.
Can you grow pineapples in Sweden?
You most definitely cannot.
Oh, okay.
And it might have been where I was too. I don't know. But then I took it back to my dorm room and realized I have no knives.
So did you eat it by mouth?
I forked it.
Oh.
I forked the outside. I whittled it down. I broke the pineapple and then I ate it. And it was great. You know, there's that video of people peeling pineapples by the piece.
Yeah.
I still don't know how that's done.
Wait, peeling what?
Yeah, you have to, maybe we'll link it later.
Oh, okay.
But it's just, you just pick little pieces off a pineapple with their bare hands. It was impressive. I'm kind of mad that I didn't know this when I was forking the pineapple.
Well, you could just touch it and it breaks?
No, you like peel it strategically.
Oh, okay.
There's like a way. There's pineapple pressure points where you can like
gouge it in the eyes and then rip it.
I mean, it has 1,000 eyes, right? Yeah. According to Filipino folklore.
Folklore, yeah.
We were just introduced to a story about pineapples, which was completely terrifying and also very long. But to sum it up, it's about this shit-eating kid. Sorry, but we did warn that there's going to be some cussing. A shit-eating, very lazy child, and mama was sick, and she wouldn't even cook mom some rice. Yeah. And then I kind of scrolled forward because my attention span is too short. The kid goes missing, and then the mom finds a few weeks later that there is a plant growing in her yard where her daughter was last seen. And it was a fruit with 1,000 eyes. Yeah. Which sounds like my nightmare.
Pineapples? I thought pineapples are now your nightmare.
Well, any fruit with eyeballs is...
That's true.
Fair game for a nightmare fuel.
Like, see, I don't know how the eyes helped her. Like, now she doesn't have any arms. So now she's a bigger piece of shit.
She can't even sweep the floor.
She had a hard time making rice to begin with. Now
Can you clean the toilet with all those eyeballs?
Like, no, but I could look for the toilet.
And get pink eye in at least 52 of them.
But I don't have feet, so I could only see so much.
Just roll around.
That'll be painful. You have like dirt in all 1,000 eyes and no hands to wipe the dirt off.
That's so sad. Just dunk her in some Visine. So,
Unless
I don't know.
Like,
there's not a moral in this story.
The moral of the story is if you don't do anything, you're going to turn to a pineapple.
With a lot of eyes.
So
you can see the disappointment in your mother's face.
Yeah. Every eye will just look at disappointment.
You know what's disappointing?
Being
people who don't like pineapple on their pizza.
Hey. We'll get to that later. I have prepared my defense.
All right, I have a bone to pick with you on that one. But what is our next pineapple topic?
I don't know. Well, I mean, So this is Smorgasbord, where we explore the rituals, myths, and all things strange about the world of food. I'm Mick, and together with me here is
Angel.
Angel. Yes, she's a photographer,
Yes.
a feeder.
I feed people. I like shoving food in their face.
You can check her out at, what's your Instagram handle again?
Fed by an angel.
Fed by an angel. Yes.
Yeah. If you want to see me shove an entire orange into Mick's face, that is there.
Oh yeah, that did happen.
Oh yeah. You looked really
Erased it
sad.
from my mind. It was traumatizing. Especially since she didn't peel the orange before shoving it in my face.
It's still food.
So if you haven't noticed from what we've been talking about, we're exploring pineapples today.
Well, I like that we're talking about food because it's important to both of us.
Yeah. I think it's going to be fun. This is the first episode, so it's going to be
A little everywhere, all over the place. But we're going to try and stick on to our topic of pineapples.
Yeah. So apparently pineapple is not a pine or an apple.
Wow. Mind blown.
Yeah. And it's not even native to the Hawaiian Islands.
Okay, I think I knew that.
Yeah. So
It's Brazilian?
yeah, sort
Is
of.
it?
South American, yes.
Haha.
So-
Angel knows a thing.
Yeah.
And it's not eating pineapple. It's pineapple information.
Yeah. And you know, as we all know, it's somewhat of a controversial fruit when it comes to eating food. But before I guess we go into that debate, we'll give you a little bit of the history of a pineapple. So it's native to South America and named for its resemblance to the pine cone. But actually the name pineapple didn't even show up until, didn't even show up in English until about the mid-1600s.
Can we talk about how in every other language it's nothing like pineapple?
Yeah, right? Like even
Ananas.
Yeah.
Ananas.
Ananas. Even the scientific name for it is Ananas comosus, which was, like we mentioned, long grown in South America until a conqueror by the name of Christopher Columbus claims to have discovered the pineapple.
He also discovered some other stuff, or so he says.
So he says apparently the people who were there weren't people or something.
They didn't exist until his boat
Yeah.
landed there.
Yeah.
You know the earth is flat.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's shaped like a pineapple, obviously.
Oh, shit.
So yeah, Christopher Columbus claimed to have discovered the plant, the island of Guadalupe in 1493, but we all know that the people who actually lived there are probably the people who discovered it. He first called it the Piña de Indies, which meant pine of the Indians.
Wrong.
While the native
On both accounts.
South Americans of that location called the Guarani called it nana, or nana, yeah, meaning
Anana.
excellent fruit.
It is excellent.
And
Super
cultivated.
excellent.
Yeah.
So happy. It makes me so happy.
I actually do like pineapple,
I don't know. You don't like it in
except
all
in
forms.
one specific place. Yeah.
We're not friends.
Columbus then introduced the pineapple to the Spaniards, who then brought it to the Philippines and later Hawaii. And another conqueror by the name of Magellan, who I think as a Filipino, I'm proud to say we killed him.
You know, the only thing I know about Magellan is that shoe insole. Magellan? Magellan. Is that a real ad or did I just make that up in my head?
Maybe. I have no
whatever.
idea what that ad is.
Anyway.
All I know is was that Magellan came to the Philippines and faced a tribal chief named Lapu-Lapu, which is a fish now, a name of a fish in the Philippines now. And they've had a fight, and they cut him up, and then he died in transit back home to Spain, or wherever he comes from.
Nice.
I don't care. But he claims to have discovered, I'm quotation marking that, pineapples in Brazil back in 1519. By the mid-1500s, it was then being exported to England, where it then spread to the rest of the world eventually. Which actually is kind of a funny bit about it, is because in Europe it became this symbol of wealth. So in like typical, I don't know, white people fashion, they
Yeah.
instead of eating it, they just use it as display in dinner parties, and I'm like, why waste a perfectly good fruit just for display?
You can carve it out of wax.
Yeah.
And make a replica. That's what a smart person would do.
Yeah, I don't know if they had wax stuff. I mean, maybe
They had candles.
Yeah.
Of course they had wax.
Why just fake the pineapple or like
I guess
eat
it
it?
wouldn't be authentic.
Because if you were really rich, wouldn't you just eat it?
I mean, I would be mad if I bought a pineapple and didn't eat it.
Yeah.
I spent $9 on a pineapple, and you bet your ass I ate it.
Yeah. But apparently back then in Europe, it was too expensive to maintain a tropical fruit in a place that was a little bit colder for climate, so they just decided to
Not eat it.
not eat it. It's like, oh, I'm so rich, I have a pineapple on display.
Do you think they put like tassels on them, or like little gemstones, googly eyes?
They put coconuts in it, and that's how the hula girl was invented.
Oh, that makes all the sense. History 101.
That was not. I don't know. That
Oh.
was a
Don't break the illusion.
Yeah.
Don't break the
I mean,
illusion.
real history. In North America, pineapples thrive well in warmer climates like Florida and Hawaii, but it didn't reach Hawaii until 1770 when Captain James Cook brought it to Hawaii.
So is it a invasive species to Hawaii?
I guess so. It's not native to it.
Right.
So. I don't know if it's invasive because I don't know if it.
It killed anything to be there.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean,
Welcome to Hawaii.
yeah.
I wish someone would bring me to Hawaii so I could flourish there.
I've never even been there too. I heard it's fun.
I've been there when I was a kid. I don't particularly remember eating a lot of pineapples,
Yeah.
which is weird because I am a fiend for pineapples.
Well, I mean, it's not native to Hawaii, so maybe that's why.
Right.
I mean,
But I think they produce it there now.
yes. The commercial cultivation.
Cultivation.
The cultivation of it commercially didn't begin for another 100 years. So 100 plus 1770, so about late 1800s, it became commercialized there because of steamboats, which allowed transport
Oh,
across the United States to be a little bit easier.
I don't know what that noise I made was. I was like, I think that's like a Victorian lady being very excited
A
about
Victorian
pineapple.
chuckle.
Oh,
Uh,
pineapple, you say? Am I?
I'm wealthy. I have pineapple.
A fruit made of gold.
It's displayed on the head of my statue.
It's a little bit fuzzy right now because it's been there for 3 months. Were they still doing that?
Which?
Like in the 1800s? Displaying pineapples?
I don't
as
know.
It's a trophy.
I would like to think that at that time, since things were a little bit more easier to be
Move
transported,
Yeah.
probably not. And then in the early 1900s, a familiar name of the guy named James Drummond Dole, hint hint.
That is not a familiar name.
Oh, he started a plantation in Oahu,
Oahu?
and by 1921 turned it into the largest crop and industry of the state. Dole, you know?
Oh, Dole, as
Yeah,
in
the
Dole
Dole
Whip.
pineapples. Or Dole Whip,
Dole
yeah.
Whip. Must at Disneyland. If you're
What was Dole Whip again? It was like a pineapple.
It's a pineapple frozen
Yeah.
thing.
I think I've tried that when we went a few years ago.
It's
Interesting.
so good. It's very
It's refreshing.
sweet, but it's right next to the Parrot
Yeah.
Theater. I don't remember what it's called.
Oh,
You
makes sense.
You can get Dole Whip. Fun fact in Vancouver.
What?
Where? There's a place downtown called. It's a poke place. Of all places, I have to look this up later.
Dole Whip
But
and poke.
They have Dole Whip because it's Hawaiian.
Yeah, poke is Hawaiian, I think. Yeah.
Yes.
Not to be confused with the Japanese
Right.
sushi.
Yes.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, or maybe not, I don't know. In Australia, the processing and canning of pineapples only began in the 1960s, where the company Golden Circle
Did a lot of LSD.
Did a lot of actually, it kind of sounds like it because they just kind of launched a tropical recipe book with a bunch of random pineapple recipes, including.
nice.
I don't know if they had it back then, but I was going through their website last night, after the 4th glass of rum, and found out they have pineapple spaghetti,
Oh.
which sounds just like.
Like, wait, is the pineapple made into the dough or is it like a topping?
So I think from what I remember, it's a little fuzzy. It was either the sauce had pineapples on it, or the
Cool.
noodles itself were pineappled.
That's weird.
So all of that is wrong, in my opinion. But I won't.
I am interested. You know, I don't eat pasta
Oh, no.
normally, but if it has pineapple in it, I might put it in my mouth.
So yeah, check it out at the Golden Circle website. They have a bunch of weird recipes about that. But yeah, they launched this tropical recipe book, and it caused sales of pineapples to just explode. Apparently, Australians were just
Amazing.
all up on it.
You have discovered a good thing.
Yeah, I think a big part of it is about sweet and savory, which I'll talk a little bit more about later, about how sweet and savory flavors really do help in food. In fact, it was so popular that the Queensland government even sent 500 cases of pineapples to the Queen as a wedding gift.
Oh, which queen?
I don't know.
England.
I guess the Queen of England. And then she just
I'm like the Australian queen.
and she just displayed all 500 cases. Didn't even need a single one, because that's what rich people
She
do.
built a house
Yeah.
out of pineapple.
And then they got a wolf and just blew it all down.
Ah,
Or ate it.
I
don't know.
would eat it. I would like to see this house. How
Yeah.
can the queen eat 500 pineapples?
Cases.
Cases of pineapples.
Yeah, so it'd be like 500 plus 500 times
You
500.
know how happy I would be if I can even get just one of those cases. Be drowning in
Pretty-
pineapples. Perfect way to go.
Yeah, we were actually, when I went to the Philippines a few years ago, we went to the pineapple farm. I can't remember where it is, but this guy just showed up with these pineapples and a machete, and he just started hacking at it until it was like,
Is this Fruit Ninja?
yeah,
IRL?
essentially. He was just holding it on his hand, and then he just had a knife, and he just like was shaving this pineapple.
Whoa.
And he gave it to us, because you know how the head of the pineapple has the leaves and everything, and it kind of extends like a branch. So you cut it up, so it becomes a pineapple lollipop. And you were just able to eat on because you could hold on the branch, and then you're just eating it like a lollipop.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty awesome.
That's amazing.
It was the best pineapple I've ever had.
You get like an entire pineapple to yourself?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Something like my dad's friend or something knows the guy who owns the plantation or whatever, so we just gotta chill. It was pretty fun.
That's a TripAdvisor 5-star.
Yeah, 5. I mean, there wasn't much amenities aside from that, but I mean, it was
I'd go
pineapples.
just for the pineapple lolly.
Exactly. Some random facts about pineapples is that George Washington tasted a pineapple in the late middle 1700s and apparently declared it as his favorite tropical fruit.
Nice.
I don't
America.
even know- What would be other tropical fruits? Like
Mangoes?
dragon fruit? Oh,
Mangoes.
oh, George Washington, you were wrong.
Oh, no, brother, he is right. He only tells the truth.
Mangoes over pineapples
Ugh.
anytime. Come on.
I like them both.
Yeah, fair
but I
enough.
have to say, I like the burn. I like it when foods kind of hurt me a little bit.
Then you like when you eat a mango and you eat the seed in the middle and
Okay, why would you eat that?
you chew on the little flecks of it? It gets your throat super itchy.
Maybe, have you considered that you might be allergic to mangoes?
No. Can't be.
It makes you itchy.
Pineapple is actually the third most canned fruit behind applesauce and peaches.
Ugh.
So here's my question: is applesauce then a fruit that's different from apples?
It's apples that's been punched.
Okay.
I mean, pulverized. Punched.
Yeah. So why
Just
don't
a
they just
guy
say
punching apples at the factory.
it's like a Donkey Kong or something, just slamming on the.
It's like, what do you do all day? I punch apples.
Well, they do that with grapes.
They
So-
punch grapes.
Well, they stomp, I guess, not punch.
To
So
make
I think in
alcohol.
Italy, I think they would do it. Like they just kind of step on the grapes, and then they say it brings out the flavor more. I'm like, well, I mean,
Yeah.
after a long day's work, and then you put your feet in those things, I'm pretty sure that's the flavor you got.
Yeah, this makes me second guess any kind of wine because I don't want to drink foot liquor.
Yeah, but I mean, apparently it's good. Maybe it gives it an astringency.
It's called sweat, y'all.
Yeah.
Sweaty wine.
In the wild, the pineapples are primarily pollinated by hummingbirds.
Oh,
Yeah.
those things are cute.
So I guess they'd fly into the eye and then
Does the thing.
shove their mouth into the eye.
The sexy fruit
Yeah.
copulation thing. I
Yeah.
don't really know how it works. But thank goodness for hummingbirds.
Yeah, and at night,
Doing good work.
certain pineapples at night are pollinated by bats instead.
Oh, do they have rabies?
I don't know.
Rabies apples?
Rabe apples?
Rabe apples? Oh, that
That
sounds,
sounds wrong. Yeah, let's not go there.
Okay. Moving on now.
The red Spanish cultivar of pineapples were once extensively cultivated in the Philippines. The long leaves of the cultivar were the source of traditional piña fibers, an adaptation of the native wearing traditions with fibers extracted from the abaca. These were woven into lustrous lace-like fabrics, usually decorated in intricate floral embroidery, known as calado. The fabric was a luxury export from the Philippines during the Spanish colonial period and gained favor among European aristocracy in the 18th and 19th centuries. So maybe instead of, what do you call it? Having pineapples on display, they just had these things on display instead.
Which is pretty cool, but you can't tell that it's made from pineapple.
Yeah.
Right?
Our resident editor, Iya, has something to say about this, apparently.
Abaca.
Oh, abaca. So, the fibers were extracted from an abaca, which is a what is it?
That's good.
Sounds like an
It's a
alpaca.
fiber, I don't know.
Oh.
Plant. It sounds like plant.
Oh, it's a plant. Okay.
Oh.
But it's abaca.
It's vegan.
Okay, so it's a plant. Domestically in the Philippines, they were used to make the traditional barong Tagalog, barot saya, and traje de mestiza clothing for the Filipino upper class. So the barong Tagalog was, I don't know, when I was growing up, that was kind of like the stuff we wore for like special events, like weddings, or if you were Catholic, like those Catholic ceremonies and stuff.
Right.
It's a super thin.
Somehow I wasn't
shirt.
expecting it to be thin.
Yeah, you can't. You have to wear an undershirt because.
See your nips?
Yep. Very nip heavy. So you do have to. It's kind of weird because then your undershirt shows and your barong under your barong, but I don't know. It was a thing. People usually tend to wear it for weddings as well and stuff. So yeah, they were favored for their super light and breezy quality, which is ideal for a hot climate like that. Yeah. Then the industry was destroyed in the Second World War, and is only starting to be revived. It's pretty cool.
No, I like the idea of using all parts of something to make into stuff.
Yep.
That was real eloquent. Stuff and things. Don't let the stuff and the things go to waste, guys.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's so much about the Philippine culture that uses everything. Or
That's great.
I think a lot of Asian cultures too, because I know
Waste not.
Chinese cultures, they just eat everything.
They eat all the things.
Like the entire. I've seen them eat actually chicken feet is so good.
No. No. Yeah, chicken feet. I remember my cousins used to try to fight over fish eyeballs.
Yeah.
Because they love it.
I used to too with my brothers.
And my uncle one time was like, let Angel have it, because she's never tried it before. I put it in my mouth and I spat it out immediately. And they're like, oh, shame.
Shame. Yeah, it's so. My brothers and I used to fight about it because my mom would cook tilapia, and tilapia eyes are so good.
What are those?
Tilapia?
Yeah.
It's like
I don't know what that is.
It's like a freshwater fish.
Oh, okay. Fish
It's pretty
eyes.
popular. It's a white meat.
You know, the only
fish.
fish I know is tuna.
Oh.
I'm
Yes,
not
very
cultured.
different.
I'm not very cultured in seafood because for about 20 years of my life, my mom made me believe that if you eat raw fish, you will die
Oh.
immediately. So
How
I
about
don't know
cooked
how
fish?
many people. Well, cooked fish, yes, but she didn't cook it at home, so I never learned to do it either.
Oh.
So yeah, I basically thought if you're eating sashimi or sushi, like you're suicidal.
I mean, yes and no, I don't know. It's
No.
like, was it unagi? No, what's the puffer fish?
Fugu.
Yeah.
One of those.
Yeah, that one's pretty.
That the only
Poisonous,
reason I know about
potentially.
that is The Simpsons. As most things in life. Anyway,
Yeah.
we should go back to pineapples.
Sure. Yeah. Some notable foods with pineapple that I find are sweet and sour pork,
Ooh, delicious.
pineapple rice,
Yes.
pina coladas,
Aha.
and in the Philippines we had this thing called the Aloha Burger, which was by I think
Is it
Jollibee
a slice of pineapple
in a burger.
in a
Yeah.
burger?
It was
Like
pretty
on top
popular.
of meat or instead of meat?
On top of meat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the other way, why would you do that?
Yeah. I mean, just why put a pineapple on a burger to begin with? But yes.
I disagree because it's good.
Nope.
Grilled pineapple, delicious.
So wrong.
Oh, so good.
So very wrong. I've never actually had Aloha burger because it's so gross. Just the idea of it.
Wait, you've never had it, so how do you know it's gross?
Because I see it, you know?
Taste and,
You eat.
and visuals don't always align.
Don't always, but they say you eat with your eyes too, so.
I do both. Sometimes I see something, I'm like, that's gross. And then I
Yeah.
put it in my mouth, I'm like, that's pretty good. And there's always the dissonance of like smell and taste.
Right.
Like cheese, it's like
Oh, I just don't like
foot
cheese.
fungus sometimes.
Yeah, cheese is so gross.
Oh, wow. We're going to have a real fun podcast going forward.
Speaking
It's
of pineapples and
cheese.
cheese, though.
I would fondue some pineapple all day. That's like your worst nightmare, huh?
Like you dunk the pineapple on the
In
cheese?
Oh, yeah.
So, according to the science of how pineapple works with savory food, I was looking up in this Vice article, and food expert Barb Sucky says that combining sweet and savory food is, to use an analogy, it's akin to hearing beautiful music while sniffing rose petals. Two positive sensory stimuli. I don't think she's a food expert.
But I agree with her.
Which actually makes sense, yeah, right? So you have something salty and then something sweet. It complements each other, or tends to complement each other.
Right. But pineapple's also a little bit sour, too.
Yeah.
I feel like it just intensifies all the taste things happening.
Exactly. So it's not super sweet. It has a bit of sourness to it, which is great because then you have this variety of flavors and whatever in your meals. So they were saying that, say, for example, if food was only savory, eventually we'll tire of the same tastes over and over again. Or on the opposite side of it, if you constantly gouge yourself with sweets and only sweets, and you just eat like chocolate after chocolate, you'll also just at some point just lose the taste
I have
for
a very
them.
high tolerance for that.
I feel like that's true. But yeah, so if you layer your flavors and all of that, it melts together in your mouth without giving you a specific taste. By avoiding by avoiding sensory specific flavors, the sweet and salty tastes then keep getting better and keeps you coming back for more.
So what is it about taste you don't like, Mick?
I don't know. It just doesn't work for me.
Okay.
Maybe if I keep eating it more.
Do you
but
hate
no.
flavor? I killed him.
I do not hate flavor. Just
Alright.
specific kinds.
Okay.
But there are a few examples of where pineapple really does make sense with savory. One of it is cheese and pineapples.
Yeah.
As you mentioned, yeah. They both contain the flavor component methyl hexanoate.
Meth for short.
Yep. Which gives us a trifecta of pleasure: fat, salt, and acid.
Oh, acid is the third one?
I think they're talking about the drug.
Okay.
Yeah.
So meth and acid. Got it?
Yep. Meth and acid gives you fat and salt.
Okay. Sounds like real science, kids.
We're not scientists, by the way.
Don't listen to us,
Listen
but
to
don't
us,
listen
yeah.
to what facts, quote unquote facts we might be spewing.
Yeah. I think it's methyl hexanoate. Noati? I don't know. The other combination is pineapple and meat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, food scientists found that injecting pineapple concentrate and honey, two ingredients commonly used in Korean meat dishes, enhanced the tenderness and flavor of steak. This is because pineapple contains reducing sugars which allow a flavor explosion called the Maillard reaction to take place. The essential components for the Maillard reaction are protein and sugars, and lead to making food delicious. Right, scientist Stephen Dew.
Go, Steven.
Yeah.
So I wonder if pineapples kind of digest meat if you mix them together. Because, I don't know if this is true, but my friend's like, did you know if you're eating a pineapple, it's also eating you?
Yeah. So, actually, it contains this enzyme called bromelain, which helps tenderize meat and also aids in digestion, helping you break down and absorb protein. That's literally my next point.
I am just so good at things.
So yeah, apparently pineapples are mixing sweet / multiple flavored profiled foods together really do benefit. I mean, I'm pretty sure I did enjoy Hawaiian pizza at some point.
At some point.
But
Maybe,
generally,
is it overwhelming for you?
maybe, or maybe it's just not the right ham or something.
Blame the ham. Don't blame the pineapple.
Yeah. So that leads us to like the biggest part of this show today, which is the Hawaiian pizza.
There's quite a debate over this apparently. I actually didn't know. I thought,
There is.
why wouldn't you eat pineapples on pizza? Are you insane? Do you hate happiness?
Yeah.
Do you kick puppies?
Then I find that on the flip side of it, people who eat Hawaiian pizzas pretend to be happy about it and eternally just want to hurt themselves.
Probably true on both accounts. I mean, I did say earlier I like foods that hurt me a little bit, like some real spicy stuff, or pineapple. You know, it feels like it's cutting your mouth sometimes.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that's fine. I can taste a little blood. That's how I know I'm alive.
Hawaiian pizza, a reminder that you're still alive.
I mean, I find the the pizza on top of Hawaiian pizzas are so mild because they usually use the canned stuff.
Right.
That it's not great.
Yeah.
So, I would prefer, in my ideal dreamland, it would be fresh pineapple. And the ham wouldn't be like thin,
Right.
gross paper ham.
Right.
It would be like honey glazed.
That's fancy ass
Right?
Hawaiian food.
It's, yeah.
Or
So
Hawaiian
if you use
pizza.
quality ingredients, I
Right.
bet you would try it. I can't say that you'll like it, but
Maybe.
it might push you in a more positive direction in which you also like to hurt yourself.
Maybe. If Angel or any listeners out there could find good Hawaiian pizza, let us know. I will be open to trying it. Reluctantly. But interestingly enough, the creation of Hawaiian pizza began as canned pineapples.
Ooh.
Born in Vora, I got that so wrong. But it's a place in Greece in 1934. Sotrios Panopoulos, or Sam, moved to Canada in 1954 when he was 20 years old. He took Sam as his first name and eventually opened a restaurant where he ran it with his brother. He returned briefly to Greece to find a wife and then came back to raise a family in Ontario. By the time he became a prominent figure, he eventually became a prominent figure in the restaurant circles for the Greek Canadian community, primarily for his exploration of food, but I guess notably by the creation of the ham and pineapple pizza. His brothers Elias and Nikitas then owned a restaurant called the Satellite Restaurant in Chatham, Ontario, and by the mid-60s had been serving pizza for a few years then. Sam used to say that pizza at that point was still just a novelty for Canadians, almost like it being an ethnic food, like it's Italian food, not Canadian food, I guess, like how people
But
think
served
of.
by Greeks.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Actually, it's interesting for him. His restaurant had just offered such a variety of different things, from like American burgers and fries to even American Chinese dishes, that he had hired a Chinese cook to do because he enjoyed this idea of sweet and savory flavors. At that point, he was talking about pizzas. He said that people only put on mushroom, bacon, and pepperoni, and that's all. In
Basic.
fact, yeah. In fact, it was so novelty for Canadians that Sam would drive all the way to Detroit to just taste pizza there. He said, then we bought a little oven and learned how to make pizza after that. So obviously, I guess, a drive to Detroit.
Right,
It's actually not that far.
So is
Chatham to
Detroit,
but
were they more advanced in pizza?
I think pizza was
In
much more
America.
prolific in America, yeah, at that point. So he then talked more about these mix of sweet and savory flavors, and by 1962 had this idea to add canned pineapple to pizza. He'd say that today you'd go to a Chinese place and have a chicken salad, Thai place and then you go to a Thai place and they'd give you something else. But in those days, back then, there was no way you could mix flavors, said Sam. When you told
That's a
someone to
sad
try,
time.
yeah, it was pretty bland.
Right.
I mean, like, American foods, Canadian food's pretty bland.
Canadian food is very bland, and I feel like they tone down other things.
Yeah. So I hung out with a bunch of Canadians the other day, and they're like, even black pepper is spicy kind of thing.
You're right. Oh,
That's so
it's
sad.
sad. You
I'm
know,
so sorry
I
for your
went
life.
to some taco place. It's a fast like mall core
Right.
taco place. I was starving, and I'm like, "Give me your spiciest spicy," and she's
Right.
like, "Jalapenos." I'm like, "Sure, pile it on." And then the lady after me, she asked the same thing, like, "Would you like any spice sauce on?" She's like, "Oh, just some mayo, please." I'm like, "Wow." Adventure.
If anyone knows about someone who's like finds mayo spicy, please let us know. We'd love to have them on the
I'm
show.
pretty sure that lady behind me
Let's find that lady.
let's find her in Metrotown.
Yeah. So yeah, for Sam then, when he started telling people about trying pineapple on their pizza, they'd look at you. People would look at him and be like, "Are you crazy?" Then again,
That's what you think.
yeah, after a few years, it became popular and became the Hawaiian pizza we know of today.
They should have just claimed the name, the Greek.
Yeah, so I think he called it Hawaiian because I'm assuming they're
Sounds
saying
tropical.
that. Yeah, he's saying he called it Hawaiian because of the packaging on the pineapple. So I'm assuming he had a Dole canned pineapple thing, which is made and created in Hawaii, as we mentioned a while ago. And that's why he called it the Hawaiian pizza. So Hawaiian pizza, not from Hawaii, not made by Hawaiian, made by a Greek Canadian in Ontario.
That's actually
Who
surprising.
just wanted to try a bunch of different stuff because he had Chinese food in his restaurant as well.
Yeah, I didn't know the Hawaiian pizza was Canadian
Yeah.
in origin.
So I think partially inspired. I would assume because I don't know. Like I go to Chinese restaurants now and they use pineapples. I'm assuming having served Chinese food helped inspire him to put pineapples on the pizza.
Right, yes. I mean, he's all about the fusion. Right?
Yeah.
So, not
But yeah.
surprising. He's a pioneer.
He is quite a pioneer. He's
pioneer.
he's known to be quoted to talk
I laugh
about
at my
just.
own jokes.
Oh wait, did you say pioneer?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Oh dear.
Continue.
This pioneer.
Thank you for humoring me. I'm
Okay.
crying. Okay. Yes.
So, Sam was such a pioneer that he would do a lot of experiments in his restaurant, which explains why he had such a variety of cuisines. He's actually quoted for saying, when it comes to the pineapple pizza, we just put it on just for the fun of it, see how it was going to taste. We were young in the business and we were doing a lot of experiments. He would talk about the pizza and say you could have only pineapple, you could have bacon and pineapple, you could have mushrooms and pineapple, anything. Just like today, you could have a choice. So I guess this man back then was really,
It's ahead of his time.
ahead of his time for food. I wouldn't go as far as saying he made Canadian food interesting because
He nudged it that way.
he nudged it. He nudged Canadians into trying different flavors.
And not using mayo as a spice.
Yeah. According to Atlas Obscura, though, the rise of the tiki culture as troops returning from the South Pacific after serving World War II and the influence of American Chinese food were crucial to inspiring Sam. Nobody liked it at first, but after that they went crazy about it because those days nobody was mixing sweet and sours at all. It was just plain food.
Oof.
So, yeah, tiki culture, which this is why I'm okay with pineapples because I'm a big fan of the tiki culture. But just not in pizza. Just not in pizza.
You know what I would actually really enjoy on a pizza? Spam and pineapple.
Ooh. See, I'd be down with that because you have this extreme sides of things, like super
Right.
salty spam and
Sweet,
super
sour
sweet
pineapple.
and sour pineapple.
Yeah, I think maybe ham is a little bit too mild.
But maybe no cheese.
What?
I just
You
don't.
can't call it a pizza if you don't have cheese on it.
I think it's the more I think about it, I'm pretty sure it's the cheese that throws me off when I eat the Hawaiian pizza.
We're delving deep into the psychology of
Yeah.
why Mick hates Hawaiian pizza.
Join us next week where we try a bunch of different ham and pineapple pizzas.
Oh, can we? That
Actually,
could
I
be a
don't mind.
part two.
That could be fun. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So when it comes to the name Hawaiian pizza, he didn't patent the name. So then the pizza then caught on, and then it obviously
Everybody
exploded
called it.
into this global phenomenon of Hawaiian pizzaness. It's actually the most popular type of pizza in Australia, according to the West Australian magazine or newspaper or publication, whatever.
I mean, they're the ones that had pineapple pasta.
Yeah, monsters. Jeez.
Baffling. It's just
Yeah.
baffling to me. I don't know.
Crazy.
Can't picture.
Yeah.
Can we Amazon some of this? I mean, I guess we could just buy directly from them.
Yeah, or we just
Like,
look. I think the
Amazon.
recipe shows how to make it, so we could just make it.
Oh,
Um,
that takes effort, though.
yeah. But sadly, Sam did pass away in June 8, 2018, at the age of 83. He's known as an unforgettable personality. He's known as an unforgettable personality and respected by many for providing a strong and dependable advice and exceedingly generous nature. Fiercely loyal and protective, his candid and frank sense of humor, his booming laugh, and blunt honesty will be missed by everybody around. In England, the Pizza Hut actually offered free Hawaiian pizzas to honor Sam, a man that they call the Great Panopoulos, or the Lord of the Pineapples.
That's a great title.
I hope his tombstone says that.
I hope his tombstone is a giant pineapple.
Under the grave.
Yeah.
He lives in a pineapple under. Maybe his
He's a zombie.
coffin is a pineapple.
Oh,
So
wow.
he lives
This
in a
is getting kind of
pineapple under
morbid.
the grave.
Oh, this is getting morbid.
Yeah.
He's a zombie that only eats pineapples.
Ooh, I'll be safe then. Good to know. So yeah, that's the history. Oh, it's like little. Aren't minions shaped like pineapples, kind of?
They're rounded. They're too.
Yeah.
They're not jaggedy enough to be. They're too smooth.
Oh,
They
so they're
look
like-
more like Twinkies.
Yeah. So they're still bananas, okay.
Yeah.
But they did they have a thing for bananas, not
Do
pineapples,
they?
right?
Yeah, I've never watched anything that's
Oh.
related to the minions because I
What?
want to stomp on them.
They're so cute and stompable. It's like when
Just
you see little
stompable.
dogs and you just want to kick them, but like out of love.
Oh no. That
I
might
used
be
to
a
call
Mick
them-
thing.
I used to call them punt doggies.
Oh, punt doggies. That's
Yeah.
a great name. Please don't punch your dogs.
I won't. And also, listeners, don't, please.
Yeah.
You
Just
didn't hear that from us.
cuddle your dogs.
Yes.
Don't punt them.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the history of the Hawaiian pizza. When it comes to the controversy, I think it peaked in its controversy in 2014.
It
when-
became a meme.
Yeah, then Icelandic president, or maybe still current Icelandic president, I don't know. Guðni Jóhannesson.
No,
Johannesson?
because they had a crash of some
Mm.
sort economically.
Right, so
and
maybe
then-
probably not the president anymore.
No, they have a completely new
Yeah.
government peoples.
Right. Okay, so then president of Iceland, Guðni Jóhannesson, said, I like pineapples, just not on pizza. I do not have the power to make laws which forbid people to put pineapples on their pizza, and I'm glad I do not hold such power. This guy's awesome. He was
Pretty
joking, but
diplomatic.
that was his stance on pineapples, which then Prime Minister Justin Trudeau talked about his happiness and pride for the Hawaiian pizza and all that. At that point, Mr. Panopoulos, the king of pineapples, was still alive, and he did say that he did reply to Mr. Johannesson saying he can say whatever he wants. He sells fish over there, so he has to put fish on his pizza.
Ooh.
Yikes.
Savage slay
Yeah.
from the king of pineapples.
Yeah. So I guess we'll debate a little bit about this topic because I still am against it. But I'm going to talk to you about the people I found who are for and against Hawaiian pizza. And we could go from it. So for Hawaiian pizza, I found Justin Trudeau, who's and DiGregorio pizza.
DiGregorio.
Yeah.
Well, they're trying to sell pizza, so
Yeah.
I guess they will go for anything that you can put on it, including socks,
Yeah.
if that's
For-
what you're into.
Against pineapple pizza, I found the president of Iceland.
Who's no longer the president.
Fine, whatever.
Scandalous.
Yeah. Thrillist, who did a 2014 rank pineapple pizza as the last in Pizza Power rankings.
Whoa. Based on what?
I don't know, based on
Okay.
their opinion, I guess.
Okay.
Um,
Your opinion matters less than my opinion.
yeah. And most importantly, Chef Gordon Ramsay,
Oh.
who is quoted for saying pineapple does not go on top of pizza. Period.
That's it. No explanation.
Well, he went on the show and talked about it, and some person, he was like making pizza and he was asking for ingredients and someone said pineapples and he's like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Crazy.
Oh.
Yeah, so.
I mean, I respect him, but he's wrong.
I don't know. He's like the icon for food. So.
But you know, I also
He's
don't
like
eat my
the food
pizzas
god.
the way normal people eat pizza.
Do you
I
eat it
don't-
like piece by piece?
No, I don't eat the bread.
Oh yeah, you don't eat.
I just scrape off the top. I just eat the cheese and the topping.
Yeah, I think your opinion gets nullified because of that.
No, but I'm eating the pineapple, therefore it's relevant for discussion.
Whatever.
I mean, I like a lot of flavor. I think
Yeah, fair
that's why I
enough.
really like Indian food too, because
Mm.
it's like a face punch of all the spices.
Yeah. See, I like a lot of flavor too. Just not pineapple on pizza.
But I mean, we kind of boiled it down to maybe it's the cheese.
Maybe.
Maybe if they
We'll
use a
find
different
out.
kind of cheese.
We
Yeah.
will find out.
All right.
In March 2017, another Twitter debate happened over pineapple on pizza. There's some pretty funny stuff there. There was this guy who was like, "What's poppin' Twitter? Retweet to ruin a pineapple on pizza haters timeline." And then apparently there was a time where someone ordered a pizza for delivery, with pineapples on it, and then there was no pineapples when they got the pizza, and it just had a $5 bill and said, "Couldn't bring myself to put pineapples in it. That's gross. Sorry."
You shouldn't be working at Domino's. Wow. So
Yeah.
it's just a ham pizza.
Yep.
That's real
A
sad.
poll in Britain suggests 53% of people in Britain do vote in favor of pineapple pizza or Hawaiian pizza, while in 2017, Time had another vote that said only 37% had the right mind to say pineapple does not belong in pizza. For National Pizza Day, YouGov's 2019 study shared some new data about Americans' pizza topping preferences. In short, it's all about meat. According to the research, 52% of Americans surveyed said pepperoni is their favorite pizza. 34% said sausage, 31% said mushrooms, then bacon, mozzarella cheese, each named up there with 20%. On the other end, 49% of those polled selected anchovies as one of their 3 least favorite pizza toppings. Also at the bottom were eggplant and pineapple.
Eggplant.
Pineapple and
Pineapple
artichokes. Bottom.
Pineapple ranked with eggplants?
Artichokes and anchovies. Yep.
That makes me real sad.
Yeah.
That people don't know how to taste food.
Yeah. Exactly. Or not exactly.
Not
exactly. They said that people in the West are more likely to pick pineapple as their favorite pizza topping, and people between 18 to 34 tend to be more into pineapple. Meanwhile, only 9% of Americans 55 or older chose pineapples as their favorite topping, and 28% counted it as their least favorite. So older people don't like pineapples.
They
on
also
their
don't
pizza.
like joy. They like to talk about how their hips hurt.
Yeah, maybe that's why they've found true joy and have just accepted life the way it is,
Hmm.
and realize they don't need pineapples in their life.
So pineapple is the key to nirvana.
I don't.
That's
That's not what I meant.
okay. I guess I just have a lot of love for this fruit.
It does, yeah. It shows.
It's true.
According to Foodler, the most divisive ingredients, aka the 2 ingredients that should never ever touch each other, are green peppers and pineapple.
I can see that.
Yeah,
That
it sounds-
would not be
that
good.
sounds-
That would be gross.
Surprisingly, I probably will eat green peppers and pineapples before I eat ham and
Together?
pineapples. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
But yeah, so that's how you have it. There was also another 2010 article I read about last night that said Hawaiians don't like Hawaiian pizza.
They're like,
Any
this
more
is not
than-
the pizza of my people.
They don't like it any more than the rest of us. In fact, they tend to skew more conservative when it comes to pizza toppings.
Oh, so they like less things on their pizza?
Yeah, I guess back to like how Canadians like pizza back in the 60s.
Oh, you know,
Like
my
just-
favorite pizzas are those hipster ones where you get to customize it yourself,
Mm.
and I put all kinds of weird shit on it. I'm like, arugula, hello. There's no arugula on my pizza. Why are we here?
See, I like the super trashy pizzas, like Megabyte Pizza has that macaroni and cheese pizza.
Oh my god, I've
that
seen
hot dog
those.
pizza.
The hot dog pizza
Yeah.
looks like a monster.
So good.
I've never had it. Should I try it? Oh, I mean, we should have a pizza trial next episode where we just make munching sounds.
Guess the pizza flavor.
Exactly. But like, you know, wiener pizza is not exactly a traditionally accepted flavor of pizza.
Yeah. But yeah, so there you have it. That's a little bit about pineapples, the history of pineapples and Hawaiian pizza.
And the debate over Hawaiian pizza. Now,
Yeah.
are you team pineapple or are you team no pineapple?
I'm team no pineapple
Team
in pizza,
pineapple.
for sure. Okay, I guess to end the show, I had a thing about what's on your palate. Just talk about what we've been eating this past week.
Oh, I've been very busy, so I hardly have time to cook. But I make a little thing called emergency lunch to bring to work, which is literally tuna, curry flavor,
Okay.
egg, and then coleslaw, but cooked like a pancake almost.
Wait, you put all those into a pancake?
Well, you mix it together and then you just
Oh.
pan fry it, so it's kind of like a patty,
Yeah, yeah.
you know.
That sounds pretty good.
It's a lot of protein.
Yeah.
And also I have a lot of fried chicken. Well, that's just me.
I've given up fried food, or trying to give up fried food for a while, which makes it really hard to say no to fried chicken.
It's wait,
But-
why?
It's hard. But then lately we've been into eating a lot of poke, which is really
Oh,
good.
poke. Do you put pineapple in your poke?
No.
Oh,
I don't even
mistake, my friend.
I don't even go to poke places that serve pineapple.
That's like all of them. You're just making your own poke.
I was mentally block the pineapple when I come in there.
Yeah, you like scan over the ingredients and it's just black, like pixelated.
Yeah.
In your mind.
It's like censored and everything. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't even see the
alright.
pineapple at a restaurant.
No, I admire poke. Like I love it. It gets
Yeah.
a little bit pricey.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I definitely put so much pineapple on mine.
so much.
So much. It's like, instead of any of the other junk, just give me a bowl of pineapple.
Can I get a Hawaiian pizza and pineapples on the side?
It's like, we don't have ham. Okay. Hold the ham. Just pineapple.
So gross. The idea of just a pineapple pizza just sounds so gross to me.
Oh, like without anything else?
Yeah, it's just
okay,
so,
that would
like,
be gross.
What was it? Yeah, it was voted. There was a time it was voted pretty low. It was ham and pineapple were in the bottom for pizza toppings, but primarily because they're just so mushy.
You have to cook it right.
Yeah, it's just mushy.
No, you gotta somehow dehydrate first before you cook it.
It's too much work for a pizza.
I mean, I don't know. You don't have to make it yourself.
Fair enough.
Call someone. DoorDash. That's how it works. You click a button and then the pizza shows up. That's how I cook.
Fair enough. Well, there you have it. That's
Alright.
our episode on pineapples.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Tea pineapple.
Stay hungry.
Stay hungry. Stay smorgasbord.
Stay out.
This is Smorgasbord. Have a food-related ritual, myth, or something strange you want us to explore? Send us a message through Facebook at Geek Happy Network. We'd love to hear from our fellow foodie listeners. And while you're there, remember to subscribe or follow us too. This show was created by Angel Lynn and Mik Narciso, hosted by Angel Lynn and Mik Narciso, editing by Mik, and logo by Angel. Thanks for listening. For more GHN shows like the Monster Slayer's Guide to Slaying Monsters, come give us a listen at geekhappynetwork.com or look for us on your favorite podcast app. Oh, and be sure to follow us on Facebook or Instagram at Geek Happy Network.